Alright, hey guys, and welcome to this February manga haul. So, been really trying and succeeding a lot in working on my manga backlog. Uh, this month may or may not have kind of all of the progress I may or may not have made might be gone out the window a little bit, but this month in particular, I know this looks ridiculous. Never should anyone expect to be getting this much manga in a month, but I got some old Right Stuff packages that finally shipped after a while. There's a bit of everything. There's some Right Stuff, so some brand new stuff. I got a huge amount of this at Books A Million from their bargain manga section. Also, a decent amount of this is also just from used bookstore hunting. I did that quite a bit. This month I went all over the place to try to find some used manga, and I did decent. I did decent. So there's a little bit of everything. So let's take a look at it. All right. So I think what I'm just gonna start with is just this massive pile, mainly on this side over here, of stuff I picked up at Books A Million. So this stuff here, most of it. So I don't even know what was happening on that day, but I went in, found all their bargain manga, and had a basket full of it. And then realized just how much that still cost, even though the manga's off quite a bit. It still adds up fast. So I put a decent amount of it back. And then when I went to check out, I don't know, apparently they were having some kind of extra sale. And instead of the $5.97 price you see in a lot of these, I got them for $4, almost just about on the nose. So they were all another $2 off. I don't really know what was happening, but it made my purchase a lot less than I thought it was going to be. These stickers, by the way, suck. I hate that they put these massive stickers on these books because they aren't really meant to come off very well. And I have so much. I already started working on taking some of these off, but it's kind of been just miserable. So a lot of them aren't off yet. So I did actually go back a couple weeks later and pick up some more, but not nearly as much as the first time. So some of these are ones I actually got really lucky that I really needed. And some of them were, in all honesty, mostly impulse buys that I just really couldn't help. This really being one of them. I had the first 3 volumes of, let me get this right because I've got it wrong before, Akashic Records of Bastard Magic Instructor. So here's volume 4. Let's see, where am I going to put these as we go through this? We'll have to start down here. There's volume 4 and volume 5. This is one of those on my to read list, but it's not it's not amazingly high, but I was just I have a really hard time passing up prices that are this good sometimes. This was a really nice find because I already have volumes 1 and 2. And for some reason you'll see almost all of this bargain manga is from 7 Seas except for these 3. I don't know why this happens at Books A Million. It's very odd. It's basically exclusively 7 Seas books that end up on this shelf, but I'm not going to question it. But other than that, there were these 3, the novel versions of A Certain Magical Index. And I have volumes 1 and 2, and they had volumes 3. And then this is volume 5, but then I also have volume 4. So that was just kind of strange. I don't know why they have these on there, but they just do. So I was like, okay, I guess I'm going to get these as well. Here's a couple that were really nice finds. So I have A Certain Scientific Railgun, volumes 1 through 10. And the only volumes they had on the shelf were volumes 11 and 12. So I was like, hey, that was a really nice find. It's always really cool when you find cheaper manga, but they're the exact volumes you need. These were a couple of the ones I started working on the stickers off of. It was miserable. Not fun. But, you can tell that obviously they were on the front, just like this book here. And I was using a butter knife, because that also works if you just use the not, serrated edge. But it wasn't working quite as well as I wanted to, so I had to buy a new sticker remover. So hopefully once I get that, I can start working on that. The same thing with these here. There's a Demon Lord on the Floor. I have volume 1, and they had volumes 2 and 3. So I was like, cool. That'll give me a couple, just more volumes of that. Again, this isn't a series I'm desperate for, but that was one where, seeing as I already have volume 1, I really just couldn't help myself. Another one, I have volume 1 of The Other Side of Secret. And then they had volumes 2 And then this is where I gave up on the stickers. Volume 2 and Volume 3. I forget. I was going to say something, but it is gone now from my memory. So here's Volume 3. Volume 3. This is Volume 2 of No Game, No Life. A manga that I don't really see anywhere, but I was like, okay, I'll get this. I think I have Volume 1, so it was just a lot of like lucky hits with volumes I needed. And then here, I have volumes. Let me look at my shelf. I have 1 through 6 already of the Testament of Sister New Devil. And they had a few volumes. A couple, these weren't the only volumes they had, but they didn't have all of them. But they did have Volume 8 and Volume 9, which is the last volume of the series. And so I did, which you will see somewhere later in this stack. I did go ahead and pick up Volume 7, which was the last one I was missing on Amazon. Because just in case it goes out of print somewhere along the line, it's like, I'll pick that up while I have the chance. Alright, and now moving on to Magica, Swordsman, and Summoner. Again, this was a pretty lucky one. They didn't have any of the first 5 volumes at Books A Million. I have the first 5 volumes, but these are the only volumes they had in the whole lot, so it really worked out well for me. Volume 6, Volume 7. Oh, these stickers are going to be the absolute death of me. Really not looking forward to it. Volume 8 and Volume 9. This is one I even believe I have a video for it on my channel. I remember reading the first volume. There definitely was like a 2 or 3 year period where I like started reading manga. Or no, let me restart that. I started buying manga as like a serotonin dopamine hit and less as reading it as much. And I went through like 2 or 3 years where I didn't read much, and I'm like back into manga now, and I'm trying to like fix that, and I'm trying to like avoid the buying manga just to buy manga. Here we are anyway. But, you know, what can I say? Old habits die hard. This is one where I was really happy to get all of these. Again, I had volumes 1 through 8 already of Dragonair Academy. And I was so happy they actually had all the volumes I was missing. So this is Volume 9, Volume 10. This one I've read all of the Dragonair volumes I have. I don't know if I can really remember what happened. It wasn't like a super special series or anything, but it was fun enough. I do have like an obsession with, even if I don't love a series I'm reading, like I will buy them all anyway to read them to know how it ends, because that's just kind of the way my brain's wired. Although Dragonair Academy was fine, although just nothing super special. And then here's Volume 13, which is the last volume in the series. So that was really cool to have all those. That was another one of those finds that no matter what I would have done, I would have bought those. Here's again continuing the stack of ones that was like I would have just really happy that to find these ones. So this is from the creator of why am I blanking? I just read it. Dragon Maid. Miss Kobayashi's Dragon Maid, to be more exact. And I love them. And I actually have Volume 1 of this, but I believe I read it and almost thought that it was a part of something else. So I don't know, it's really slipped my mind, and I haven't seen it around in forever. But they had Volumes 2 and 3, and I was like, awesome. I love the art style, and the author did a really good job, I thought, with Dragon Maid, so I'm like, I'm going to get that one as well. I'm dying. Hold on. This was a lucky find, so this is a Centaurs Life, Volume 14. I've been recently was buying some of the missing ones I had on Right Stuff, and I believe they didn't have Volume 14. And I was like, damn, that kind of sucks. And so I went in, and they had like a really random spattering of Centaurs Life volumes. They only had like 3 or 4 different volumes, and it just so happened to be that 14 was one of them. So I was like, awesome, that now, because I had 1 through 15 except for 14, and now that fills that gap. So I was really happy about that. So this is part of the stack I picked up on my like second trip when I was back down at Books A Million. So these were ones where I was like, I cut them from my first trip because I didn't have to have them. But when I went down the second time, I picked them up anyway. So here we have the Testament of Sister New Devil Storm. Now I wouldn't have picked these up, but when I got home and looked the series up, I found out that there was only 5 volumes in the series, and I went, oh, I can manage that. I can buy a 5-volume series. Unfortunately, they only had volume 3, which is this volume here. Volume 2, this one here, obviously, because I'm showing it to you, and volume 5. So I still need 1 and 4. But I'm like, you know what? That's fine. I was like, plus this one was only $4 to begin with. So, man, these would have been perfect if they were all, although I got most of them for $4 anyway. So, hey, works for me. All right. These were ones that I also skipped on my first trip down there, but it was tough. Because I did want them, but I did decide the first time to initially skip them. So, Not Alive. It's a pretty short series. I want to say it's 9 volumes long. I already have volume 1, and this was one of the rare series where they basically had the whole thing. I'm kind of upset at myself because I think they had 2 through 9 when I went down the first time, but the second time they only had 2 through 8. So I am now just missing 1 volume now of Not Lives, but that's another one that I can probably knock out pretty quickly if I just sit down and decide to read the whole thing. Volume 4, Volume 5. Sorry I'm not spending too much time on these. Normally I'd show them off a little bit more and like show you the back and all that stuff. But I just can't imagine people really want a video that's going to be like 25 minutes long. And so I'm just trying not to like drag this out too bad. Watch it as this video becomes 25 minutes long and future me discovers that while I'm editing this video. But anyway, that was volumes 2 through 8 of Not Lives. That was a cool, nice pickup. These spines, I will say, are really pretty. There we go. Get that glare out of the way. But no, I was like, they have like this like duller, not quite as vibrant color scheme going for it. But I'm gonna say, I think it looks quite nice. There are more and more manga that I feel like do this rainbow kind of style, like spines, like it just seems more common than it used to be. This might be my last Books A Million pickup. Whew. So, Witchbuster. These ones always seem to show up. If you give them enough time, they show up on the bargain bin at Books A Million. I don't know why, but they just do. So, Witchbuster, I have I have all of them except for, well, I say all of them. I have 1 through 16, and this is 17 and 18. So, still trucking along with that series. Okay, I think my piles from here on out are a bit mashed up, but I'll just talk about where they came from as we grab them. All right, we'll start with our next book here. This was a really nice used bookstore find. The only volumes I'm missing of Citrus were 9 and 10, and not including Citrus Plus. But they had volumes 9 and 10 used, so I'm like, thank you. I don't know if someone else went in and just bought the other ones first. I have no idea, but I don't even know if these volumes are currently in print right now. They very well might be, but you never know with manga these days. I swear everything's out of print, so that was a really cool find. I was like, hey, those are the volumes I need. I grabbed those instantly. This was a used book I ordered online, but it's still brand new in the plastic. So I don't know why it was listed as used. But Akame ga Kill 0 Volume 2. So, I don't know. But hey, I got it, so I am not going to complain about it. Hagony, Volume 19. An interesting volume. Only 1 more volume left of Hagony. I have such a weird relationship with this series. It's been with me now for, I think, like 10 years plus since watching the anime in like 2011. I can't wait to see how it ends. I don't know if there's any resolution as far as relationships go. The last few volumes have been kind of wild. I can't say they've been great, but also not nearly as bad as the light novel is said to be. So, yeah, I don't know. The art style has come out super slow. But the art style is like really pretty, and the person who draws it has like really evolved over time. So kudos to them for that, at least. I don't know if they're also the ones making up the story or the new story. I have no idea, but we'll find out. Here's that volume I picked up off of Amazon. The last volume I was missing of. I always say this backwards because my dyslexia for some reason cannot handle this title. I always want to say like Sister of but I digress. The Testament of Sister New Devil, Volume 7. Pick that one up to complete that. I'll move this volume over here. We'll save that. Here's it's not really manga, but I want to put this here because I believe it belongs in my haul. First of all, this book is like got a beautiful spine on it. It's so pretty. And like the cover is so like soft. I love it. So Lily Clara is an audiobook I found. And I love it. I love the author. She does a great job. The person who reads the audiobook does an unbelievable job at bringing the characters to life. And so I have a thing where if I really love an audiobook, even if I don't know if I'll ever actually read this book. And some people have like a problem with that. But I don't even know if I can properly explain why. But if I love an audiobook, like I want the actual book. I don't know if that makes sense or if that's stupid. But first of all, the books are gorgeous. So I should have volumes 1 and 2, but my package with the first volume is currently missing. So working on that. But now that I bought this volume and see how like beautiful the spine is, I can't wait to get more of them. And Kay, you can hurry up with that next audiobook. Hopefully that one's coming soon because I'm waiting. Okay, where to next? I think everything left is like a mixture of Right Stuff and a couple used books thrown in there. Let's just start here. Yamada-kun and the Seven Witches. This is the series I've currently been working the hardest on finishing. I love the characters in this series, and I had stopped reading it at volume 10 for no particular reason, but once you stop reading a series for long enough, you forget about it, and then you can't pick it up easy because you forget what happened. So I went back, read the first 10 volumes, kind of remembered a little bit why I stopped reading it initially, just because it ends, like the first 10 volumes are pretty much a whole big arc, and that kind of ends in volume 10. And there are a whole bunch of new characters, like a bunch of new characters introduced after volume 10. And it's not bad, but it does get a little muddy and a little hectic. Like I really like the series at points. Like I haven't loved everything after volume 10. But some of it I have. But that's the problem is like there has been that in-between moments, and I can't say I have enjoyed it as much as the first 10 volumes, because the first 10 volumes are legitimately great. And I do feel bad about this series, because I'm assuming, like I'm pretty sure, you can correct me if I'm wrong, but like the series started going omnibus at volumes, I think it was either 17 and 18 or 15 and 16. I can only imagine that's because the series wasn't selling that well, and there was a lot of volumes left still to publish. I'm not 100% sure, but I'm pretty sure that's kind of the general thought, because if you put two of them in one book, it's easier that way and maybe more cost efficient. So anyway, I've been really enjoying it. I'm just about finished this volume now. What also sucks is I think these books really suffer from, like, volume 19 is obviously the one on the cover. I swear it's all the even numbers that have the better volume covers. And so, like, this is like the worst volume cover in the whole series. I don't know why this one looks so janky, but it really does. Like, this one looks weird for some reason. Anyway, I digress. Really liking the series. I'm hoping by the end, because I just ordered volumes 25 and 26. And then there's only one more volume after that, and then the series is finished. So I'm really hoping that comes out by the end of the year, but these Yamada-kun books have been coming out a long way apart, so that might be a little bit too much to hope for. Here's another series that was on sale on Right Stuff, and I decided, this was like a bit of a theme with my Right Stuff pickups. I was like, okay, I'm going to pick these series up before they finish, and then I can't find them. And I can just decide down the road if I want to sell, if I don't want them anymore. So I've literally, I hate saying this because I feel like some people have a real problem with it. I've never read any of Anne Happy. I've been buying the volume slowly for years. For years. Ever since they first started coming out. And there are 10 volumes. So here's volumes 8, 9, and 10. Now, it looks really cute and adorable, and I'm hoping, seeing as I'm really into reading manga again, blasting through my backlist, that I'll get onto this now that I have all the volumes and I can read the whole thing. But yeah, it's just like, okay, I saw it ended, and I saw it was on sale, and it's the perfect time to pick it up, and then hopefully just read it in the future. Because I think a lot of people have a problem with, I mean, I will have manga for years sometimes before I read them, or I'll pick up like a lot of a series before I read any of it, and people are like, well, why do you do that, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, I don't know, man. I like buying manga. I like buying tons of different kinds of manga, and if I don't like it, I can get rid of it afterwards. I mean, it's not really a big deal. Do I get rid of manga? No, I don't. I don't. But no, it's just, it's something I like doing, and it's kind of my thing. Everyone has a thing, and this is mine. Speaking of that, the last volume of Kiss and White Lily for My Dearest Girl. This is just a Yuri series, and it's the last volume. So I wanted to pick it up to make sure I got this before any shenanigans happen with it. Because unfortunately, that is something we have to worry about now. Here's some used books coming up. Apparently, someone picked up Undead Unlucky and didn't like it. They bought the first 4 volumes and returned them. Well, I say returned them. They brought them into a used bookstore. I'm like, wait, isn't this series quite new? And so I'm annoyed at myself because I was already buying some other books at the time. I only grabbed the first 3 volumes and hoping, I'm like, well, maybe someone won't grab the 4th one, and I'll have time to read these and then and then go back for it. No, I did not have time to go back for it. So I got a good deal on the first 3 volumes of Undead Unluck. I think I called it Unlucky. Here's another really just one of those finds where you really don't expect it at all, but you're like, wow, that's perfect. So Val Love, or Val Love, because some people get really mad if you pronounce the X's and stuff like this. Used bookstore had the first 2 volumes used, and I have volume 1, and I've been wanting to pick up more of these volumes forever. You know what? What are we doing? Let's just get rid of this. And so I went, because I saw them on the shelf, and I was like, whoa, that's really unexpected. And then I went, wait a minute, don't I have volume 1 and nothing else? And so they had volumes 2 and 3. And I always wonder with that, I'm like, okay, how did this happen? Did someone bring in 1 through 3 and then someone bought volume 1? Or did someone only have volumes 2 and... You know what? It's one of those things where I'm constantly like, I may never know. But that was a really nice pickup. I was really happy to get those 2. Just like with Citrus, that worked out really well. All right. So, this is a library volume, believe it or not, of Haru Suzumiya. I got it for a pretty good deal because of that, but you can still find volume 18 fairly well. But it just seems like I was really worried about with the everything going out of print. I didn't know if Harami was something that would get a reprint because I haven't seen it anywhere in years. So, I just kind of assume it won't. But at the same time, it's also like an iconic classic, so maybe it will. This is maybe the only manga I've ever spent like over list price for that I can think of. I found it on a used site that I've never tried before, so I'm like, I'll try it. Like full discretion, I'll just tell you guys because you guys might want to know. I bought this volume for, I think it was like $40 or so, and everywhere else I've seen it is more like 70 to 90. And so I was like, you know what? I'm going to buy it. If in the future it gets a reprint, it comes back out, hey, that's good for the industry and I'm happy about it. But for my peace of mind, I really wanted to be able to get on this because there are so many series right now I don't know if I'll ever be able to finish. So I was like, you know what? We're going to grab those 2 volumes and just save ourselves a little bit of worry. Okay, let's go through this. This whole pile is right stuff as well. So Yamada-kun and the 7 Witches, I'm going to start this probably today. Volume 23 and 24. Let's see. Missions of Love, Volume 12. This is one of those series where we're like, oh my god, he reads such trash manga. What is all this manga? Dudes, I read everything. I like everything. Give me a romance. Give me some hentai shit. Give me some wholesome, just like girls going on a picnic. Give me a battle shonen that's like huge scale and amazing. Give me like some horror that doesn't let me sleep at night. I like everything. This is one of those series I read in high school, and really, it really hasn't been on my radar at all. But when I saw Right Stuff had like the whole series on sale, and I saw the series was out and fully published, and that volume 12 was no longer available on Right Stuff, I went, you know what? I'm going to pick up the rest of that series and finish it. I really want to know. I say really want to know how what happens. I could probably guess. It's just kind of a trashy, forgettable romance, but it was also fun when I was reading it in high school. It's like, you know what? I want to relive those memories and go back and finish this book. So we'll get to the rest of them, but I had to buy this volume on Amazon because Right Stuff did not have it, and I wanted to be able to complete the set. So actually, you know what? Let's just do this so we can actually just finish them all. So Missions of Love, Volume 13. This video is actually going to be 25 minutes. Fuck! It's actually... I keep talking so much. Volume 15. Volume 16. The cover art does get pretty good the farther these go on. Volume 17. By the way, this series was just like about a girl who's like writing like a novel on her phone or something, but she knows nothing about love, so she's basically just like stringing these two guys along to write her story. So, yep, that's how it goes. All right, let's go back to Fire Force. So I've had like up to like 20 volumes of Fire Force in my cart at a time because I desperately... This is basically going to the top of the list. I've seen that it's ending. I want to read this with a passion because I don't know why I haven't started it yet. I have no idea. I love Soul Eater. I love the author of this series so much, and this is his last work, and I'm just like, wow, I want to read that and just experience it. So, but I kept having to remove volumes of Fire Force because other stuff kept taking priority, and in my stupidity, I bought volume 7 and then 9. I missed volume 8. I must have accidentally removed volume 8 from my cart, so now even if I do read it, I can't read all the volumes I have because now I'll have up through 7 and then 9. So that's annoying. But this is probably after Yamada-kun and Beastars, because Beastars is on my list. I'm going to read all of the volumes of Beastars that are out all in a row and knock all those off my read list. This is probably going to be next because I don't know. I have no idea why I haven't started Fire Force. And now the more that I look at like the 5 volumes I have on my shelf, I want to start this so bad. So bad. So here we have, these are all in reverse order, which is just going to bother me. So let's do this. This is another stuff, another series that was on sale on Right Stuff, and I picked up some more of the volumes on it to try and just keep up with it and not get too far behind. My youth romantic comedy, As Wrong as I Expected. Volume 7. These spines on these also are beautiful. Volume 8. Volume 9. I really want to read this too. Like, I want to read so many of the manga in this pile, but I'm just like realizing that I'm not in high school anymore, and I just can't. Like, I can't like read as much as I used to, and it's getting like almost frustrating. But look at these spines. Aren't these like really pretty? I just think the colors on them look really nice. And it's kind of different. Like the colors and the ones I already have on my shelf are a little bit like happier colors. I don't know. These ones are like kind of dull and washed out, but they look really nice. I think they look nice anyway. All right. Moving on to these books, which this is a tragedy. Guys, this is an actual tragedy. Shikimori was one of the, like, I was obsessed with it when I read the first volume. And I was so happy when the shorter finally shipped because I've been dying. I was dying because I wanted to read these so bad. They shipped volume 2. And then they shipped volume 4. 4. 5. And 6. They shipped volume 3. I can't read the rest of them. Killing me. But anyway, so I'm still waiting on volume 3, and it was like I wanted to shoot my head off because when I was at Books A Million they had volume 3, but you can't just like cancel like an individual book on Right Stuff, which at least I don't think you can. Maybe you can, but I didn't want to, like, that's just annoying probably, so I didn't. And that video is doing really, really well, by the way. I did make a video on Shikimori, so if you guys want to know more about it, go ahead and watch my video on it. Volume 2 was amazing, just like the first volume was. But that video is doing really well, and I didn't expect it to, so thanks a lot for that. Love It 14. This is a series that I've heard people don't like. I really like it, but it's been a long time since I've read it, so I'm having trouble getting back into this volume. I'm going to go back and reread volume 5, but about halfway through this, it was really picking back up in my memory, but I do want to do a bit of a refresher with it as well. Speaking of Beastars, let's see. Boop. I had volumes 1 through 6, but this volume 7 of Beastars has been in, I'm assuming, just reprint hell for a little while. It's been a long time, like probably like 6 or 7 months since this has been on order. But this one finally shipped. And while I was at the bookstore the other day, I decided to, you know what, let's go all out, because I had through 6 and then like 7, 8, 9 or something. Whatever it was, I then went ahead and proceeded to buy all the volumes that were out of Beastars, because I really want to. I was like, you know what? I really want to read Beastars. I'm so in the mood for it. And I'm like, you know what? We're going to knock them out all at once. So that was 13 and 14. I'm assuming this one here is 15. It is. And then this cover is beautiful. Here's volume 16. Yes, indeed. So there is my Beastars catch up. This video is going to be so long. I'm so sorry. And then, why are these stuck together? Here's volume 9 of RentAGirlfriend. RentAGirlfriend's a weird one, man. It's so trashy, but I love it. Like, it's so trashy, but I can't stop reading it. And it's a curious one, I'm not gonna lie. Like every time like the series takes a turn for the worst, I'm like, nah, fam, I'm done. I hate this main character. I hate all the characters. But then something will happen, it'll suck you back in. And then I heard like everyone freaked out online, and I don't know the context of it, but there's like that meme image that's, I'm hoping it seems to spoil something. I need to know what happens now. That's all there is to it. That's all there is to it. I need to know what happens. So, fuck me. We're in it for the long haul, no matter what we do now. And then here we have a beautiful volume, the collector's edition of Cardcaptor Sakura. I'm trying to work. Well, that's a beautiful back to this as well. I'm trying to work because hardcover manga is about my favorite thing in the world, and the problem is that I'm so behind on it. It's so hard. I just realized. Oh no, did I order those? I think I remembered to. Anyway, I digress. Like the Clamp the Chobits hardcovers are amazing. These are amazing. Dark Horse has so many just amazing releases of this stuff, and it's really tough, but this is an amazing release. I got the first volume. We're going to work on it slowly, and we'll go from there. Fuck me. So that was a pretty crazy month. I don't expect that to keep happening, although I say that I have really gotten back into buying manga very heavily, I guess, in the past few months, as you might have noticed. So we'll see where this takes us. I'm really working very diligently on working through my backlog because that is important to me. Like, I've looked around at some of my collection and just like realized in part like how much of it I haven't read in some like scenario. Like, I've read a ton of this, don't get me wrong, but I'm like, you know what? I kind of want to rectify that. So I'm working really hard on my backlog. This doesn't help, but we'll get there. So anyway, guys, thanks so much for watching. I'll see you next month.